Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Gemmo here, bringing you the next episode with my brand new um, BPL review series, and it's basically where I take in my opinion, the best match from the weekend's action, and I use that as the featured game. And then what I do is I'll briefly give my views on the action that occurred within the other games. As you can see, it's West Ham versus Bournemouth this week. A game that ended 4-3 to Bournemouth, which meant they picked up their first 3 points in the top flight for the first time ever in their history. And obviously, Callum Wilson got his hat trick, and he was the pivotal figure for them in that match. He just played West Ham off the park, really. Had a fantastic game. And obviously, Bournemouth narrowly lost 1-0 in both of their opening games. So haven't done they've made an okay start, let's just say that. West Ham, on the other hand, obviously beat Arsenal 2-1 on the opening day. And then I believe they lost on the second weekend. I can't actually remember. But Bournemouth picking up the points that they were the ones that deserved it, despite West Ham attempting to mount a comeback, which didn't quite come off. I mean, pretty much the last kick of the game was a West Ham corner, I think it was, and Bournemouth managed to clear it away just about, and they managed to come away with all 3 points, and that was put Bournemouth into the top half, I believe, as well. In terms of the other games, we had an early kick-off on Saturday. Manchester United playing Newcastle at Old Trafford. Another game where United, Rooney has failed to score again, and Newcastle had a header come off the bar in the opening minutes, in the first half rather, and they. Really, for me, Newcastle should have come away from Old Trafford with all 3 points. Manchester United, as they were in the first 3 games, not playing particularly well, as we all know they can, bringing in the likes of Schweinsteiger, Darmian, and Schneiderlin, and all those sorts of players. In my opinion, Newcastle should have nicked it, but then again, 0-0 was a decent result for Newcastle going to Old Trafford. On to the 3 o'clock games on Saturday. Leicester played Tottenham at home, and that ended 1-1. Lamella, I think it was. I have no idea who scored Tottenham's goal. It was Dele Alli scoring his first goal for Tottenham after making the move in the summer from MK Dons, and a minute later, Spurs equalised through their best player at the moment, Riyad Mahrez, the guy that is scoring pretty much goals for fun at the moment. He's had a fantastic start to this season, and I think he's going to be a key figure to Leicester staying up in the Premier League for a second year running. And picked up a point there to maintain their unbeaten run this season. Leicester doing very, very well indeed. Tottenham obviously lost to Manchester United on the opening day. They drew 2-2 against Stoke, so they've got 2 points from opening 3 games, which is actually not good enough, to be honest, for the amount of money that Spurs have spent over the past couple of years, and they need to improve, especially at the back, in all areas. To be brutally honest with you, some of the players they brought have been a complete waste of space, and I can't see Tottenham really getting into Europe this season if this keeps going on. But Leicester, I think, will stay up, in my opinion. Crystal Palace played at home to Aston Villa this weekend, and Pardew just continuing what Palace have done over the last couple of weeks, really. Last weekend especially, getting another 3 points, playing out another decent performance, and Villa, again, a bit like Spurs, to be honest, need to improve, but then again, Villa have been in a relegation scrap, if you like, for the last season or 2 now, and I think they'll finish about 15th, possibly 14th, in my opinion. another 1-1 draw between Norwich and Stoke at Carrow Road. Juve getting Stoke in front, I think it was, through Shaqiri's first assist of his career at Stoke in the Premier League, making a decent debut, to be brutally honest with you. You know, obviously, I honestly still cannot believe that Stoke actually managed to sign him. He's a phenomenal player. And then Ricky Martin going up the other end, equalising for Norwich, who again haven't made pretty much in the same boat as Palace and Aston Villa. Really, Norwich. No, well, Norwich have had a decent start, just like Palace. Really, I think Norwich can actually finish this season in mid-table at least. A very well taken goal there by Wilson, I think it was there. Again, pretty much all the 3 o'clock games were 1-1 draws, really. The next one was Sunderland versus Swansea. That is a massive result for Swansea, for Sunderland, sorry, as they look to try and build on the abysmal start that they've made to the new season. You know, we've obviously, at the end of their second game, Sunderland held a crisis meeting to try and improve their form, get their morale up, and they showed it against Swansea, who started phenomenally well, picking up to a 2-2 draw against Chelsea on the opening day, and then beating Newcastle, I think it was, in game week 2. But then again, they just pick up the points which they need, and I think Swansea will finish mid to lower top half again. Bournemouth West Ham we've already discussed. Into Sunday's games, then the early kickoff, 1:30 kickoff with West Bromwich Albion at home to Chelsea. This was the other potential featured game. It ended 3-2 to Chelsea. The new man Pedro making his debut, and what a debut it was as well. You know, he scored a goal in the opening after about 20 minutes or so, and then he assisted for Diego Costa to double our lead. A few 10 or so minutes later, I think it was. I can't even remember when I was watching it. And he was pivotal. You know, we needed somebody like Pedro in the opening 2 games, to be honest with you, to make sure we picked up those points. You know, and he in that game against West Brom, I think Pedro for me was the go-to man. You know, he was like, he is pretty much Hazard on the right hand side. It's that simple. That's how I see it, to be brutally honest. And you know, and then Aspilicueta as well in the second half, scoring his first ever Premier League goal. And a massive landmark for him, even though he is a left back. West Brom tried to fight back, but didn't quite didn't quite achieve what they were wanting to. You know, they went 2-0 down, they pulled it back. We score again, they bring it back to 3-2, and the comeback was on 2 occasions and could have quite easily equalised, to be honest with you, if they hadn't missed the penalty that they had in the first half. And obviously James Morrison could have had a hat-trick. But I mean, the 2 goals that Morrison scored were absolutely fantastic. The header, especially, was looping over Courtois into the bottom corner. Even if Courtois had actually made an effort to save it, he probably wouldn't have got to it anyway, because it was that close to the top corner. But Chelsea picking up their first 3 points of the league season, moving them up the league to 9th, and have obviously dropped down to 10th since the 0-0 draw between Liverpool and Arsenal on Monday night. 34 shots between the 2 sides, and obviously it seemed like there was plenty of action again. It's a Monday night game, so I didn't actually see any of the action, but it seemed rather end-to-end indeed. Back to the Sunday games, we had 2 4 o'clock games. Everton playing Manchester City at Goodison Park, and Manchester City obviously hoping that they could build on that 3-0 win that they got against Chelsea, which they thoroughly deserved last time out, and they duly delivered again. Obviously it was 0-0 at half time. Everton putting up a fight, but then they just could not hold off. And I think City definite. If we could Chelsea up their game, it's going to be Chelsea versus Manchester City for the title race this season. And Manchester City just maintained their unbeaten one like they were expected to do, and did play very well again indeed. Just like the game against Chelsea was one they played fantastically well in, and they played well again against Everton. and they were looking to build on that next weekend. The other game was Watford versus Southampton at Vicarage Road, and that was a 0-0. Not the best of games, to say the least. It was, Southampton haven't made the best of starts. They currently sit in the relegation zone, and I expect, to be honest, I expected better from Southampton and Ronald Koeman, especially after how well they did last season. But Watford, 3 games, 3 draws, unbeaten. Can they build on that? Can they build on that to get a win and propel themselves up the league and put themselves into a position where they're going to survive, be in a more comfortable position to survive the drop? I'd like to think that they can, but I think as they take on the bigger sides, they're going to struggle. They are going to struggle. But as for the next round of games, we need to have a look at the fixtures. I'm doing this on the BBC Sport app just to make it easier rather than actually try and memorise it. On Saturday, the 29th of August, we have an early game. Newcastle at home to Arsenal. I think Arsenal would just about win that one. And then we have Aston Villa against Sunderland at Villa Park. A potential relegation scrap, if I'm honest with you. But we'll see what happens with that. Bournemouth at home to Leicester. A very, very tight game indeed, especially how well Bournemouth did this weekend just gone, and how well Leicester have done in the first 3 games this season. Chelsea at home to Palace, yet another tight game, considering how even the 2 sides have been in the opening 3 games. Liverpool at home to West Ham. I think that will be a 1 or possibly even a 2-0 win for Liverpool. Manchester City at home to Watford, a definite Man City win for me there. Stoke at home to West Brom, and Tottenham versus Everton, a very close game indeed. That could be a potential Everton win for me, unless Tottenham actually improve. Sunday, we have a 1:30 kickoff, Southampton versus Norwich. I would think that would be a draw. Swansea versus Manchester United at the Liberty at the 4 o'clock game. And again, another tight game. So this weekend we have a massive number of potentially tight games in the Premier League. The review of the weekend's games won't actually be uploaded until within the international break, as I'm going on holiday. So we can hopefully you'll hopefully see that when the international matches are on. And we will hopefully have a nice entertaining game to look at. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode in a week or two's time. See you later.